Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook from Teadoddles. It's time for episode 11 of Teadoddles Talks. I am recording this on a Saturday morning, a little after 11 I think is what it is. I tried to record this last night on Friday night, which I usually do. I got about 45 minutes into it and I was not even halfway through with what I needed to talk about, because I was rambling and I was like, this is never going to work, and I was too tired to deal with it, so decided to record it this morning, and hopefully I'll get this edited and up before the end of today still. That is the plan. So I'd like to say welcome to all new subscribers and welcome back subscribers. Glad to have you here watching me, talking with me. Feels like you're talking with me, even if it's just in the comments. If you're looking for me on any sort of social media, just look for Teadoddles. Just remember it has one O and two D's at the end, not two O's and one D. That seems to confuse people sometimes. It's got so much to talk to y'all about today. We're just finished with Christmas, and the new year will be here on Tuesday. Yes, it will be 2019. I am working through things and trying to get ready for the new year and make plans for the new year. I've already started on that a little bit, so I wanted to be ahead of it a little bit since I've been off. I still will be off next week. Yes, won't go back to school until the 7th, and that'll just be my afternoon class, and then it'll be the 9th before I have a morning class again. So, then let's see, next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday, we take my son back to college. My second cup of coffee today in my new mug. My mother got that for me because she had one and I really liked it. It's like an enameled cast iron mug. I think that's what it is. I don't have a farm, but I do like to garden. I would like chickens and a goat, but it's just a cute mug. So, and I have some peppermint mocha coffee in it today, which is delicious. And that's not the flavoring, that's the coffee itself, which is pod I made in my Keurig. It's just a Walmart brand. It's pretty good. I really like their French roast one as well. I do try to use the refillable ones often too, so I kind of do a balance of them. Just depends on what I'm in the mood for that day. Let's see. I want to get through this quicker than I did last night so that it's not 2 hours long, because that's ridiculous and would take forever to upload. Let's go ahead and get through the things. Life news, right? Like I said, we just had Christmas. I really enjoyed my Christmas. Christmas Eve, my son came over and we had chili that my husband cooked, which is a really filling and delicious chili. Then we watched The Christmas Chronicles, which is a new movie on Netflix that I really enjoyed when I watched it. So that's the one I picked, suggested we watch Christmas Eve, and they enjoyed it as well. We opened our gifts on Christmas Eve so that we can sleep in Christmas Day and then go to my parents for Christmas dinner or lunch and to open presents with them. Everybody seemed to enjoy their presents. My son's main gift, which was these bodycon figures. You think about the little wooden art figures you see in the store that are posable for people who draw figures. These are much more detailed and articulate figures. They're actually made of plastic. They have interchangeable hands. They have different things you can hold, like swords and guns and a laptop and things like that, because they're intended for, I can't remember the name of that to save my life. The Japanese art, the comics, I don't know why I can think of it. I'll probably put the name up here. I'll remember it later on. And my son is doing game art design. That's what he's studying. So those will be very useful to him when he designs characters. I got him a male and female figure. They did come from China. I don't think anywhere else produces them. The box itself had Chinese writing. Most of the writing on it was Chinese. The little instruction manual was all in Chinese. But it did have pictures, so that was helpful. Maybe I should practice talking before I actually start talking on here, because I always get something going on with my throat when I start talking. But they did come the day after Christmas, and then I drove them over to him. He's staying at my parents', and because I had to mail off the prize for last week's winner. And if you're watching, Carrie, I believe it said 10 to 15 business days to get to you since it was out of country. They did give me a number that they said you could try to track, but once it gets out of the country, they can't guarantee that. That is why if you do tracking out of country, it costs so much more, because then it is something extra that the United States Post Office has to do when it gets into another country. When it's within this country, they do the tracking anyway, so that's why it doesn't cost you anymore. I learned something new. I also mailed out the prize for our Merry Christmas Sew-Along, which ended earlier this month, that I did with Monique from Farmhouse Quilts blog. We're kind of been talking a little bit about whether we want to do that again. We have over 500 people in our group on Facebook, but we only had 3 people who made all or almost all of the ornaments, and then a few more that made one of the ornaments, 1 or 2. That seems really low number for over 500 people in the group, because the purpose of that was to get people to participate and also to hopefully gain more blog subscribers. So we may have to look at changing the way that you get the patterns or something like that. But I did enjoy my Christmas, and I do have some gifts to show you that I got for Christmas that are crafty related. I'm going to show you everything I got for Christmas, because some of it is nothing to do with crafts. Let's see, we went to my parents. My parents always do this thing where my mother collects random different gifts, whatever she decides to pick up for whatever reason, along the year. And then they wrap them, and they all have numbers, and then everybody draws a number that's there, and you get to open the gift that has your number on it. You never know what it's going to be. My son tends to have the worst luck with that, because he always opens a female gift, something that is definitely female. Body wash, perfume, bracelets. Sometimes he can trade, but then this year they just let him open the rest of the gifts that were remaining, because they didn't have very many, and I don't think he opened anything that was useful to him. He did open a man's watch, but he doesn't wear men's watches, but it's still fun nonetheless. We wind up trading or just giving away things that we wouldn't use anyway. It's just a fun thing to do. We had a great dinner, and then I came home and started Crochet Along, that I'll talk about in my Yarny Goodness. What else? Anything else Christmas related? I don't think so at the moment, but I do have a few other things to share with you that do not belong in any of my other groups. So, well, first I want to share these lovely pink roses. These came from my rose bushes. This came from my pink rose bush, whose name is Betsy. My rose bushes have names. Betsy is the pink one, and right beside her is Bertha, the red one. She's a little more prickly than Betsy. The pink one, these flowers are actually smaller than they usually are, but they bloomed in late December, which is unusual. That doesn't usually happen. And I went and cut a bunch off. There was still more on there before we had a storm come through yesterday. I knew it would blow most of it off. So, and these also have a smell, which is unusual because the pink ones usually don't have a smell to them. And they're actually usually bigger than my hand. These are not quite that big, but it was nice to see them in late December. Bertha, my red rose bush, makes beautiful red velvet looking roses with lots and lots of petals. They're more tightly wound than those, and they smell wonderful. Both of my rose bushes reach to almost to the roof of my house. They're very tall. They're taller than me. I'm 5'8". There's something about that corner of my house that things just grow extraordinarily huge. I have a lily there that's huge. I've divided once already. It needs to be divided again. I have some lemongrass that I planted in the spring, which is only about 12 inches tall. One of the leaves is taller than me now. Of course, the ends got destroyed by the frost, which is why I'm surprised that the roses bloomed again. But I just wanted to share those. I did share a picture on Instagram. It was nice to have that little bit of color in this bleak winter, rainy, wet winter that we're having here. Coffee's extra good because I just made it and it's not cold yet. So let's see. Also, this is something my husband put in my stocking. This is my snack of the day. Well, I try to just eat one or two so that I don't eat so many of them. But I love these little things. These were in my stocking. And then my mother, she went crazy on my Amazon wish list. She got me so many things off of there. Some will be in other categories, but this is one. I saw this on a blog or I saw someone else talking about it. And I don't remember who, but I thought I put it in my wish list just so I'd remember to try it later. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know how it works. It does not smell as good as I thought it would, being a rose oil. It has a faintly soap smell to me. We'll see how that, if it does anything. It magically transforms my face. Y'all, I did put makeup on this morning. I didn't want to look like a scary, scary ghost. I do have to go to the store later, so that was the other reason I went ahead and put makeup on. Anyway, I also got, my mother actually bought these when I bought those boxes. And then she put them, we still have stockings in my parents' house. They still have stockings for us. They have one for my husband as well. So, but these were in there. They match those boxes I got at Joann's last week, or that I showed you last week. They have the little gnomes on them. They're hand towels. Really like them. I have one more thing to share before we move on to Yarny Goodness. Oop. And then I also have to announce the prize winner. I'll try to forget about that. Got another happy mail from another friend in Australia. And I'm going to have to send out Happy New Year gifts because I haven't sent anything to any of my pen pals or friends, which is terrible. But she's an artist, y'all, because she has these wonderful drawings. And I'm going to put her Instagram tag up here so you can follow her if you haven't. I don't think she sells anything online yet. She is in Australia, but she has some wonderful drawings. And she has a Facebook group as well where she does different things every day. But this is one of the cards she painted, then drew all that. It says, "It's a good day to have a good day." And I think that's something we should always remember, right? It's always a good day to have a good day, no matter what's going on. Sometimes you just have to look for the good and see through the bad, if that makes any sense. But she put little tags around everything. This little thing. I don't know if y'all can read that. But this is a little brooch. It has a little pin at the top. It looks like a little tote. And she made all of that. You see the little stitches on the side and the little details. Feels like suede or something of that nature. Yeah, so cute. And then she made, wait, nope, that's the wrong one. This little thing, which is a needle keep. It has some cute little pins in the front. And then some needles. Some of these needles are tiny. There's two at the top. Oop, very tiny. But it's just a little needle book. It's very pretty. And I also got some Tilda ribbon, which I love. I think the Tilda, is it from Australia? I think. I'm not sure. Because I've gotten Tilda stuff from my other friend in Australia before. But I love it. And this little tag for me. It's very beautiful handwriting. It's got a little bookmark with a little quilty looking pattern on it. And then she sent me this. It says it's a banner, a vintage banner. I really love the print on it. It has a pocket at the top. And I guess you could put something on the front if you wanted to. It's like a canvasy thing. And then she sent me a wonderful card with a letter in it, which I love. She made this card. It says 12 drummers drumming. Dear Christy, may your Christmas sparkle with moments of love, laughter, and goodwill this season. Merry Christmas. I don't know if she wants me to say, well, she has a public Instagram, so it says Love Sky. Then I had a little letter from her, which I'm not going to read because that is personal, but it's very sweet if you're watching Sky. I really enjoyed my gift. I love it. And look, she put a little wax stamp on the back. This is the front of the card. How cute is that? I've worked very hard to get that off so I didn't break it, because I have a little scrapbook that I keep, which I just have stuff stuck in there right now. I don't really have it laid out, but from all the pen pals and the people that I meet, so I can keep up with all that little stuff that I like so much. But that was really wonderful to receive in the mail, and very sweet. And I need to get some gifts ready to send out for the new year. That's what it'll have to be. Just didn't have time, barely had time to do the ones for here. But I definitely want to send out to my friends something. Alright, before we move on and before I forget, I did pick the winner for this past week's prize. As a reminder, this is what they'll get. I have 2 sets of wooden purse handles. I put these in bags already, but I had this 8 yards of hemp in black. And I had, because this was my DIY one, wire, elastic cord, beading thread. I already put this in the bag. And then I had these 2 bags of beads. These are plastic. These are glass beads. And then I had this one. And these beads match my shirt today. Did y'all know that living coral is the color of the year, Pantone's color of the year, which I love because coral is one of those colors that anybody can wear coral. It's a good color for any skin tone, in case you didn't know. Because I'm a fashion guru. No, I just read that somewhere. So, as usual, I'm adding an extra little surprise. And it's this baby jar of wooden buttons. And this is one that I did nail polish paint on in one of my blog posts. But there are a bunch of little wooden buttons in different sizes in there. And these just have one hole in the middle. But there's I have a huge jar of these, y'all, because I got them at that thrift store clearance that I went to. So this is the extra little gift. And I've already drawn a winner. I put it in the random name generator. Hold on, I've got to get my notepad. I left it over there. Okay, I have my notepad. The winner for this week is RaNae, and I hope I'm saying that right. RaNae Crump. And I'm excited that she's the winner. She always comments. She also follows me on Instagram, and I believe she's in my Facebook group too. So I'm very excited to see that she was the one that was picked in the random comment picker. The question I had asked was, what were you doing for Christmas or on that day? And her answer was, for Christmas, all of my family in Texas comes to my house for chocolate waffles. It has been a tradition since 1990. I hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas. We did have a Merry Christmas, RaNae. Thank you very much. And that sounds like a wonderful tradition. Chocolate waffles sounds delicious. My dad used to make on the mornings, on Saturday mornings, a lot of times when we were younger, he would make us pancakes. And he would make them in shapes like a Pac-Man or a ghost or whatever we requested. He would try to make it in pancake form. And my son actually loves chocolate chip pancakes, and I need to make those for him before he leaves because he asked about those the other day. But congratulations, RaNae. If you'll email me at this email address, email me your physical address, I will send that out to you as soon as possible. And I'm excited that you are the winner. As usual, there's one more. This is the last Saturday in December. So there's one more prize. And I'll tell you about it at the end of the podcast like I usually do. Is there anything else? I'm going to check my list. I should have had it in the beginning. Then I went to see Aquaman with my son and my dad last night. Well, rather yesterday afternoon. It was a 3:30 showing, and we didn't get out until after 6. So it was daylight when we went in and dark when we came out, which is always weird. But it was a wonderful movie. I really loved the imagery in that movie. It made me laugh. It made me cry a little bit. That was mostly because my dad was there, and he always, me and him we could just look at each other about something and be like, So I quite enjoyed it. Aquaman is very nice to look at as well, I must say. But I did enjoy the movie. It was quite a wonderful movie. I enjoyed going with my son because I haven't gone to a movie in a theater since he went to college over a year ago. So that was nice. I do have some blog news a little bit before I move on to my Yarny talk. In my Facebook group, I'm going to have a finish along for the year. We'll start on January 1st. My brain went blank for a second, y'all. And it's for any kind of maker, because it's in my Teadoddles Makers group, which is for anybody, no matter what you make. Not limited to fiber arts or sewing or DIY. It's for anybody. I do allow you to share blog posts in there, but only if they're about something you're making or have made, or showing somebody how to make something. I don't allow marketing in there. I don't even share affiliate links of mine in there. I want it to be a place. I don't even share my own blog posts in there because a lot of people in that group already follow the blog, and I feel like that would just be repetitive, and they follow my other Facebook page for the blog. But I want it to be a place where makers can get together and talk about issues they're having with making, or to share projects if they don't have their own blog or don't sell them. You can ask questions about, like, maybe you want to start a blog, or maybe you want to sell on Etsy or Craftsy, or, well, Craftsy, that's another issue. Or, you know, just to talk, makers to talk to each other, people who enjoy creating, it's a place for them to gather and discuss making things, right? That's what I want it to be. The make-along, or not the make-along, the finish-along, I am starting mostly for myself, but I'm thinking that it may be useful to other people because I have so many projects that need to be finished. And this year I'm trying very hard not to add any extra projects, any new quilt-alongs, sew-alongs, crochet-alongs. I'm trying very hard not to do that. I'm also trying to bust through a lot of my stash. So the way this will work is I will issue a challenge every month, and you can post pictures showing how you've worked towards that challenge. You don't necessarily have to finish something. For January, the challenge will be cleaning up your maker space, which is something I desperately need to do. I have things everywhere. I can hardly walk in here. Even if you have I have a whole room. I'm lucky to have a whole room. But if you just have a small table or something, keeping it clean can make it easier to create. I cannot create with too much clutter, although some people think this is cluttery because you can see everything, but I like it because I can find things easier. Finding a system that works for you is important. So that will be the first maker challenge of January, is getting your maker space organized. And you can share pictures of it. You can ask for solutions, things like that. And if you share a picture and talk about it, you're entered into a little prize drawing I'm going to do. It'll probably just be a gift card to Amazon or something like that. That way it will be suitable for any kind of maker and hopefully cover anybody in any country. I know some countries, they don't have much on Amazon, so we'll see how that goes before. And it keeps me from having to ship things too. And at the very end, I think I'll have an overall prize winner, or an overall, like a Maker's Choice Awards or something like that. I'm still working out the details, but that will start on January 1st. So if you'd like to join, there's a link down below to my maker group, my Teadoddles Makers group on Facebook, and then I will have a blog post on Monday that will tell more about it as well, so that any blog subscribers that want to join in can. And now I'm going to move on. I did want to talk about Craftsy for a second. Craftsy is an affiliate of mine, and I was going to start a shop there. I had actually a window, but I had not put anything in it. Of course, they closed it because they went through. They sent out an email on the 19th, if you haven't heard, and you had till the 28th to make arrangements if they were closing your shop to move your patterns. Or if they kept your shop, they would decide what patterns would stay in your shop. It has always been a free platform, which I expected probably wouldn't last, because once you get so many people on there, that's a lot for a company to support, and nobody is paying them for it. And I can understand why they want to move in a different direction. What I don't understand, and what I think was a very jerky move, was to issue this email on December 19th. What is that? 6 days before Christmas, in a busiest season for a lot of people. And only give you to the 28th, which is only 9 days, to make adjustments for that. I think that was a really jerky move of them. And I'm seriously going to have to think about if I want to be an affiliate with them anymore. Some people removed, even if they said they were keeping their shop, they just removed it anyway because they didn't like that so much. And those are the kind of people that help build up Craftsy. So I was highly disappointed that they did that. And I've got to think about if I want to be affiliated with them anymore. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on that, because I just didn't like the way they handled that at all. So that's it. I'm already at 30 minutes. On to Yarny Goodness. I don't have a huge amount to show here. Although I did crochet, I crocheted 2 more hats. One hat I can't show you because I forgot to take a picture. I made it out of this, which I'm trying to pull the center out so you can see that nice blue that is in there. This is a textures yarn, Ocean Waves. I made a hat using the basic slouch pattern from White Owl Crochet Company. And it's just a 1 stitch, you make a length of fabric, basically, and then you seam up the side and you cinch the top. And it's a very long beanie that's intended to be folded up. I do like the way this crocheted up. I wasn't too sure about it because of the texture it has. But I like the striping in it. So I'm looking forward to making some other things with this. But I don't have a picture of that hat or anything. If I can get one before I do my show notes, I will put it in here. My other hat, I made another one of these. I made this one for my husband, which is why I still have it. This is, again, the bulky hat. It is a free pattern. This is made with wool spun in forest print. I really love the colors in this. I love how with this you get some patches of solid color and then patches with this speckledy look to it. I really love how this yarn works up. So those are the 2 hats. I finished 2 more hats. And I said I wasn't going to make any more hats for a while, but I saw some kind of challenge on Instagram or a beanie swap or something like that, which I'm going to check into. So I may be making at least 1 more hat for now. So I'm going to move straight into whips. I have this one, which I have very little to show. This is all I have. I am using the Sprightly yarn from Craftsy. Just a gray color. I don't remember what, it's a light gray or something like that. But that's the Autumn Infinity Scarf by Yarn Blossom Boutique. And you're supposed to join it after the first row, which I have not, because I don't like crocheting in the round very much. I just don't. So with something like this, I will join it, seam it up at the end, because that's just what I prefer to do. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I mentioned something I started Christmas Day. This is for the Love Your Stash Cow, put on by Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet, whom I love to watch her podcast. She's a very happy, energetic person. But this is the sporty, chunky one-piece jacket. This was a kit I bought from Craftsy last month. The pattern is still available for $6, but the kit is no longer available. So I have, this is what I've done. You crochet the whole bottom. That's the bottom of the sweater or the cardigan. It's really long. And then I've already started the one front panel. I'm a little bit concerned about this because y'all hear me stepping on stuff. I told y'all there's stuff everywhere. This is how it goes. Let's try and grab this other side. So I did the extra large, which it does fit around me. It's a little stretch, but it does. But I'm concerned because I haven't made it. This is supposed to be where the armhole goes. See how far away that is from my armpit? I do have a few more rows to do, but that's going to put it further away from my armpit. I don't know if those arms are supposed to be that big, but I have a long torso. So normally I would add more rows here to keep that from being so far away. So what's going to happen if it's actually designed to come up to here is that this hem is not even going to reach my waistline, the waistband of my pants. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, and it's just a big sleeve, because I can't make those kind of adjustments since I bought a kit and I just have the yarn that I have. So we will see how that goes. But this is, I think this color is grape or something like that. I'll have all that in the show notes as usual and up here on the screen. Only whips I'm trying to finish my Moreland Afghan, which is in the other room. I was hoping to finish it before the end of the year, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'll be close. I may be still working on the border, but I have 64 rows left to do on that. That seems like a lot because it's pretty big already, but it's a big blanket. So the only new things that I purchased, I bought a sweater stone, and I've been wanting one of these, and I actually was reading another blog, which wasn't even a crafty blog. It's mostly a food blog, but she had stocking stuffer post, and this was in there. And it actually came from Nordstrom. So I haven't even opened it out of the plastic. But it's designed to rub over knitwear to get the peels off. And I have a few things that I need to do that too. So I got that. And then the only other thing I got was patterns. Got patterns from Mary Maxim. They had a 99-cent pattern sale, so I went through, picked out about 11 of them, I think. It was quite amusing to look through some of those patterns because they still have patterns from the 50s on there. And they're in black and white. There was one pattern though that I have, they've mislabeled that. It was a graphic of the Pac-Man grid. There was a little boy standing there with his back to you, and he had a sweater on with like one of the squares of the grid and a ghost or something in it. It was in black and white. It was not in color. And it said that it was printed in the 50s. I don't think so. Because I looked that up to be sure. The first video game didn't even come out until 1972. And Pac-Man didn't come out until 1980. So, and it was labeled as a video gamer pattern. So I don't think that came out in the 50s. I think they need to relabel that. But I will, and it was interesting to see some of the patterns through the decades and how some of them still could be used in today's fashion, or you would see something similar in today's patterns. So I'll just show you the patterns I got right quick. This first one is actually a latch hook pattern, but I'm thinking it would be a great graphic or corner to corner pattern because it's on a grid. Wouldn't it be awesome to crochet a blanket that looks like a rug? Maybe you don't want to it looks like a rug, but that's what I was thinking. I don't know if I'll actually do a latch hook on it or try to do some crochet. So that was the first one. The second one is in black and white, but I really love the plaid pattern on this jacket and the lapel. I think that's really nice. This one is from the 70s, but I love the diamond pattern on the sweater. I love her little pose, like, are you looking at me? So, that was another one, and this one's kind of blurry, but that's the way the pattern is, but it's a poncho, and you see a lot of ponchos now, and that little pattern that's on there, that kind of Navajo or Aztec looking print, it's very popular today now too. I think that's a 70s one, and I believe this is a 70s one, but this is Apache Indian Afghan is what it's called. And that pattern that's on the blanket is actually cross stitch. So that's not something you crochet in there. It's something that you cross stitch on the blanket after you make it, which is interesting. This pattern is straight out of the 80s, obviously. The big hair, not as big as some. The leather pants. I like the top of this, and I like the detailing on the shoulder and sleeve. If I make this, I would make the cuff bigger and this cuff at the bottom bigger. I don't want it tucked in so much as it is in here. But I think it could be easily translated into something more modern shape. This one also came from the 80s, but it's very reminiscent of the buffalo check that's very popular, which I love. And you can see how the colors are in between. It almost looks like it's woven instead of crocheted, so I don't know. I have to look at the pattern to see. And then this one, I bought just for laughs because it was hilarious to me. It's so ridiculous that it's fabulous, if that makes any sense. It is a whole crocheted outfit. Crocheted pants and a crocheted granny square tunic. And look at how she's standing. Like a ballerina. I thought this was hilarious. Could you imagine a whole crocheted outfit? Do you know how much static electricity that would generate? With crocheted pants. Because I'm quite certain this was probably made out of an acrylic. But I did purchase this pattern just so I could show y'all that picture because it was hilarious. Thought it was hilarious. Let's see. And this one, I'm going to fold it because it's got the pattern on the page, but it's just a cowl. It's more modern. I really liked it. It's made with a chunky yarn. And this blanket, after I finish my other blanket, this will be one I start because I imagine it's going to take a while. It's made with number 2 yarn, but I have the perfect yarn for it. I have this and this. These are sets I ordered from Hirschner's a while back, and they will be perfect for this plaid. Set that down. For this plaid blanket, I think. Yeah, so I've already assigned that pattern to some yarn. Something I'm going to be working on. And then this is a pattern I already had, but I've been trying to look through my pattern and stash and match patterns to yarn so I can be working on things. So this will be, once I finish this other cardigan, probably we'll start on this one. This is from One Dog Woof. Get closer to that. You see the little diamond shapes in this kimono cardigan is what it's called. Summer Diamonds Kimono Cardigan. I have the perfect yarn that I'm going to use for this. This is something I've had in my stash forever. It is Ironstone Warehouse, which they no longer make. This is 100% mercerized cotton. It's flake cotton is what it's called because it gets bigger in some places. And thinner in other places. It's very soft. There's 328 yards, 100 grams on here. So I have plenty to make this. because I have 7 balls of this. And I've had it for so long and never made anything. And it's time that I use it. Will be probably something else I put into the Love Your Stash Cowl, if I can get both done before then. This is definitely a yarn that I've been trying to figure out what to make with. I think this will be a good pattern. And it will be in cotton. This one's also made in cotton. It'll be something nice for when the temperature gets warmer around here in the AC. So, that is another thing. Now, something I'm looking for. I'm still looking through my stash of patterns. I have this alpaca lace, which I've also had for a very long time. It's from Cascade Yarns. This is 100% baby alpaca, which is good because it's not itchy. Like the acrylic alpaca yarn that I made a cow out of, that stuff I can't wear because it pokes me. There's 437 yards, 400 meters, 50 grams or 1.75 ounces. Yeah, this is a fingering weight. Is that right? Yeah, it's almost just thread. It's pretty small. It may be a lace weight. I think it's really a lace weight. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 skeins of this. So if you know of a pattern that might work well for this, because I love the color of it, I'm all ears. I'm still looking through my stash of patterns to see if I can find something to go with this. So, my goodness, I'm still at 48 minutes again. Well, I just had lots to say today. So, that is, I think that's all of my Yarny Goodness stash. Yes, it is. Time for Fabric Obsessed. So, I haven't sewn anything still. Hoping to sew today, but I got podcasts to do and edit. That'll take most of the day. But hopefully I'm going to start cleaning my area, actually, is what I'm going to be doing. So I don't have anything. Okay, I take that back. I sewed up one of the blanket kits I showed you last week. Did not take a picture of it, but I sewed around the border like I said I was going to do. And I just snipped the fringe. Not about to tie all of that. I don't like the way that looks, number one. And it takes a way lot longer to me than just doing what I did. So I also did make a blanket for my nephew, which I will insert a picture here. I think I can put that here and you can see it because I didn't take like a full picture of it. Just kind of, because it was just, I had some camouflage fat quarters that I mixed with some brown fat quarters that I cut from brown fabric. And I just had 4 on each side and I alternated them. And then I backed it with some green fleece. I just did the whole sew and leave a hole and turn it around. Stitch around the edge. And I was done with it. So that was the only sewing I did. They both enjoyed their blankets. I sewed those on Christmas Eve. That day. But it was really quick. Sometimes it's satisfying to sew something together like that real quick and just have a little blanket. Actually, the blanket was very tall with just 4 fat quarters on each side because I had 5, but 5 would have made it so much longer than it was wide that it would look odd. So I didn't put that 5th one in there. So that is the only sewing that I did. Let's see. I have lots of new sewing gifts to show you. But first I want to talk about works in progress. So, because it's a finish along coming up, right? So I have lots of quilts in progress that need to be finished, at least into quilt tops, so they can come out of these boxes behind me. This is the first one that maybe I can get this done before the beginning of the year. This is called Stars in the Night. This was a quilt along, probably from 2 years ago, as all of them seem to be. But I didn't make all of the, it was like a king size quilt, I think. And I didn't make all of the stars blocks that were in different sizes. So I kind of drew me a little pattern to see where I had to fill in stuff. So that's what I've started. But this is made from batiks. So this right here and the bigger one, they're blocks from the pattern. They were all paper pieced. And then like this is where I put ends together and made blocks, made up my own blocks. So, and I have this labeled into the block number that's on my little chart I made, so I can remember where they go together. And I can't remember what size this will be. This is the first one I'm going to finish sewing because I have a good bit sewn together already. It won't take much to finish up this top, and it'll be one of my quilt tops already done. So that is one I will start working on before the 1st, and hopefully finish before the 1st, because since I have so many quilt tops, my goal is to get the quilt tops sewn together and then eventually work on quilting them, because I don't want to try to completely finish it just so I can clean out all this stuff over here. That's my goal. All right, moving right along. Some things I got for Christmas that are new. My husband put this in my stocking. It is a bunch of thread. It is polyester, but it will be used. It's just regular polyester yarn. At least he put something that is crafty related in my stocking. So that was in my stocking. Now, this was on my Amazon wish list, and my mother gave me this. It is a chenille cutter, rotary cutter. Now, this is used, maybe you can see on the back. You may have seen the quilts or something where they sew several layers of fabric together and then they run this through it to cut the top few layers and create this chenille look in between the quilted lines. So that's what this is, and I'm excited to try this out and see how it works. I also got this huge box. There's 115 pieces, which I don't know if that includes the box, but of wonder clips. Look at them. They're in all different colors. So I had some of these, but now I have a huge amount. So I was excited to get all of those. And let's see. I can open the box and show you. I mean, this thing is jam full. This is what a wonder clip is. It's very springy and grippy, and it's great to hold things in place instead of using pins. I use it to hold my quilt bindings in place. I use it, I'm sewing on something that I don't want to put a pin in through, like leather or something. It's great for that. So I love these things. I have a huge box of those. And I also got this. I don't think this was on my wish list at Amazon, but I'll have to check. But it's a new cutting mat, a ruler, and another rotary cutter, which is always useful to me. I have a huge cutting mat, but I've noticed that I've cut through it in one place, which is not good. But this is a mid-size. It's probably half the size of my big one. And I have a little bit smaller one here in my drawer. So it's always good to have different size cutting mats. And another ruler. I think this one is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 inches. And it has this little 6.5 inches is what it is. Yeah. So that's really nice. Those are some of my crafty gifts. I have a few other things to show you in my DIY section. Man, this is almost an hour already. I'm sorry, guys. I just had a lot to say today. It's kind of an end of the year kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, I did get one more Geeky Stitching Club, which I guess I had already paid for this one before I canceled my subscription. And amazingly enough, I haven't opened this yet. I'm going to open it for y'all. case this is something you're interested in. The only reason I canceled it is because although I haven't sewn not one of them that I've gotten, and I'm trying to destash this year, so I didn't want to collect any more. I will make them eventually. I guess I should have cut the tape at least. Usually comes apart pretty good. Of course, it's not going to because I'm trying to do this on camera. Alright, now that I have the tape undone, we can get on with this. So, there's always a little letter on the front. And look. Always has some kind of confetti. This is my little piece of candy this time. It's a little heart. It's very cute. Last month I had a mango candy. It was tasty. So let's see. Let's get this little tissue open, which is always taped so nicely. Sorry for the rattling. Alright. As usual, you get a hoop. This is a 6-inch hoop. You get one large piece of cloth and one smaller piece of cloth. Sometimes it's a different color. This time it's the same color. You get one whole skein of thread. I like this color. And then you get the thread you need to make one of the projects in here. Well, it has this top stitcher's tips. And here are my patterns. This is the main pattern. And it says, come loose. You octopi my heart. That's cute. Look at that. Very cute. And this one's even cuter. Oh my goodness. It says, don't be jelly. Look at that. So cute. Then we always get a letter one. This one is, L is for lemon. So, those are the patterns. This box, I believe it's £10.99 because it does come from the UK. And then it's $4.95, somewhere around there, to ship it. Also in pounds. It translates to just under $20 US dollars. So, if that's something you're interested in, I will have the link in my show notes. This will be my last box. And like I said, not because I don't enjoy it, I do, but I haven't made any of these boxes. I've really got to cut back this year on my collecting. So, which is a different hobby than crafting. Lots of people have said that, and I agree with that. So, I'm going to put this over here with my other ones. Let's see, I have 5 boxes that I have done nothing with. Alright, I do intend to do them. I do love the little patterns. They're very cute. I just don't need to collect anymore. Alright, let's see. Let me think for a second. Let's move on to DIY and thrifty goodness. I don't have any recent DIY projects I've done today, and I don't have any thrifty goodness to show you. What I do have, some gifts I received that are DIY related. Got to move all my yarn first because it's on top of it. So that's what we'll talk about. Glue sticks. My husband put these in my stocking because he heard me talk about how I needed some more. And I'd already bought the other ones, which I thought was really neat that he was listening. Although these are too big for my glue gun. I need the mini ones. But I've been wanting a bigger one, so this is a perfect excuse to get a bigger one, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So, then I got, this was off my wish list on Amazon as well. This is gilding sheets, which are, just look at the color. They're so pretty. And you just use them on different crafts and stuff. You can see the plates and stuff. So I'm excited to try those out. I actually have some dry adhesive stencil things that these would be perfect for. So that was another one. And then I also got this stencil, which is much bigger than I thought it was going to be. It has a bunch of keys on it. See them all in that picture right there. I'm excited to try those out, although these are much larger than I expected them to be. But that's okay. And then, one of the things I am probably most excited to try, and I have it, it's still in the plastic, because it was a bit easier to show you this way. But this is a light box. Comes with the little lights and camera holder and everything to help me take pictures for the shop, which I'm excited about. The only thing I have taken out of it is the little top, because that's what's holding my phone right now, because my other one broke. So I was like, yay, now I have a new one. So I'm excited to set that up, although I'm going to have to figure out where. I'd like to set it somewhere where I don't have to take it down all the time, but I don't know if that's going to be able to do that. But this is not DIY related, but I forgot to show it. This is, my husband put this in my stocking, ice gingerbread candle. Oh, focus on it. Here we go. It smells delicious. And I'll probably be lighting it while I work on editing this podcast. So, the only thing I wanted to show you from my DIY section is this. This is a handmade envelope. I made this a long time ago when I got married, 17 years ago. I made my own invitations. I made handmade paper, and I was going to make handmade envelopes, but I didn't feel like that would hold up very well, so that's why I didn't make any more of them. But I made this paper from old drafting prints that we had, because I used to collect them for my son to draw on. So I shredded them and soaked them to make a pulp. And then my dad helped me make this huge frame with a screen on it. And I laid it out and let it dry until I had a huge sheet of paper like this. Then I cut out all my invitations. I had these little leaf skeletons I put on the back because we got married in the fall, in October. And I used tracing paper and printed 4 invitations per piece of tracing paper in red ink. And I laid it over the top and tied a little bow. I probably paid 20 cents or less per invitation, which is pretty good for an invitation with handmade paper. But I still have some of these envelopes, and I think they're really cool. I did do a blog post about making handmade paper, although that one was with junk mail, so it made like a gray, super pulpy paper. But I need to do one about making it like this, because this is made from all paper piece patterns or other patterns that you want to not just throw away. It's a good way to recycle them. So that will be a post. Ooh. Got all blurry. You hear some grumpling around. That's my big dog, Heffy Lou. She's coming here and decided she needs to lay down right beside me for some reason. I don't know. There's no telling. So that is all of my DIY and thrifty goodness for this week. So the only thing left to do is show this week's prize. Yay! Alright, so this week I delved into my scrapbooking and paper stash. In case you didn't know, that is another obsession of mine. I have quite the collection off to here. I don't know if I can turn this camera. Let's see. I'm gonna turn, y'all. Try not to make you sick. You see over there? Those little white drawers. Right there. That one and that one. Filled with paper. And then down below. Well, you're not going to be able to see it because it's hidden my table. But in all those. Let's see. I'm picking y'all up. Don't get seasick. Let's see. Can you see all the paper and scrapbook albums? It's down on that kind of bottom shelf. Yeah. There's paper in that one. And all three of those. Alright, I gotta get back somewhat even. Hopefully I didn't make anybody sick and cut out some of that moving around. But that's my paper stash after I cleared it out over the summer. Really got to go through those drawers and get them better organized. So anyway, let's move on along to what this week's prize is. Okay. First thing I have. This is a scrapbook. Got blurry for a second. This is a scrapbook. It came in a kit with papers and it showed you how to do each page. And I have laid out all the pages already in this. There's some cute little pocket pages. It has little tags in there. So it has a lot of cute little pages that are already laid out. Is that one with the brads on it? This is falling out. But it does still have some stickers and letters left that will be included. This was an SEI. Scrapbook kit. But I've never put anything in it. So this is one of the prizes that you can finish decorating and put pictures in or whatever you want to do. Then I tried to pull some stickers and things that kind of go with it. I don't have anything that matches it exactly, but I have all of these as different words and stuff on it, and I think match it fairly well. These are vellum, so they're not sticky. It would be something you have to cut and glue down. Then I have these little sayings, which are black and white, so they'll go anyway. And these are actually stickers. So I have little quotes on them. I have clearance stickers on them because that's the way I get all my stuff. It's good to play, and you must keep practice. So it has lots of cute little sayings on it. And then these little stickers, they match fairly well. The color tones are a little bit different, but they still match the theme of the scrapbook. And these are all stickers. Hold them up for a second so y'all can see them. They're mostly tags and things. You could even use them for tags if you wanted to, but I thought they matched fairly well. Then I have these brads. I have so many brads. It's ridiculous. These are flower-shaped brads. And they have some colors, and then they have some polka dots. Maybe you can see it better like that. I don't know. They look like little flowers. And a brad it has the prongs, if you don't know. You can stick it through paper and fold it to keep it on there. But there's a whole little container of those in different colors. And some have polka dots, some do not. If you're wondering where I get these little plastic containers, my husband brought me a whole box of these one time. They'd had them at work for something, and they weren't using them anymore. They were like extras, and he got them for me. And I still have a ton of them, even though I filled a ton of them. All right, so we got that scrapbook with that stuff that kind of goes with it, so you can finish it and do what you want to. And then I also decided to include, because Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I'll be here before we know it. But this is a cardstock. It has the cardstock in it. It has the brown and the red, like the craft paper looking, and then the red. And then it has these a guide for making the card and the template for making that see-through heart. You see that? That heart that's on the front. So that's there. It's 24 sheets of paper. You can use it in the printer as well. So you can make, I'm going to say, well, if there's 24 sheets, you get 2 per sheet. So you can make a good bit of cards with that. So I pulled some Valentine's stuff I have from my stash. Sorry about that. My dog started barking at whatever he hears outside. Had to calm him down. So, but this is, I'm including this sheet, which is just paper cuts. It's called Fresh Cuts. And it comes on the front. It says, great for use with cutter bee scissors, which I have some of those. They're awesome. I think they look different than what they're showing here now. But this is what they look like. They're very sharp. I've had these for years and years and years, and they still work great. That's not part of the giveaway, though. Gotta keep my scissors. But this is coming to go along with the cardstock, the Valentine's Day cards. And then I've got these cute little stickers. They have the same crafty brown background. I had 3 packs of these, y'all, because they were on clearance, of course. I paid 68 cents for them. So those are coming with that. And I also have these botanical stickers, which is kind of, since they have flowers, could be Valentine-y, but they're pressed flowers actually, and vellum, but they're a sticker. I thought those were pretty cool, but I've had them forever and I haven't used them. Then what else? This little pack of tiny paper bags. Look at that. Those are so cute. I guess you could stick it on a page and stick something inside it or something like that. But I have never used them, so I'm putting those in there. And I have some chipboard. Yeah, this one's gotten, well, it's mostly paper stuff, so. But I picked some chipboard to match. Well, some of it matches the other one, but I forgot to show it. It has hearts and stars. And chipboard is like, this is a very soft one. This is a Jim Holtz one, I think. Or Tim Holtz. It's one of those. So this is very soft chipboard. It's not as hard as some of them. It's very flexible, but you can paint on this and put stickers on it and paper on it and all kinds of stuff with this. And then I had also picked out this one, which is a harder chipboard. It has some different frames and tags and corners and some more hearts. And then this one really goes with the other scrapbook better. It's a bunch of flowers and things. Yeah. So that is this week's giveaway. Yeah, I've actually got got a whole set of stuff. Ooh, don't fall over. To get you started making some Valentine's Day cards. And then I have stuff for you to finish out the scrapbook that I started. Oh, my camera just moved, y'all. Camera's falling all over the place. But I have this stuff to help finish out this scrapbook here. Like I said, all the pages are laid out. You just have to put some stuff in there, pictures and things. So that is this week's giveaway. Yeah. So now, time for the question. Remember, this is open to anyone, provided they allow me to ship these things to your country. And And you also have to, people say you have to be subscribed, but I don't know how you tell if someone's subscribed, because if they don't have a public profile, you won't know if they're subscribed or not. I don't know how you tell that. I thought about that the other day. Because if they don't have a, like sometimes I see that I got subscribers, but it doesn't notify me. It only notifies me if they have a channel, which some people create channels just so they can make playlists and they don't actually have a do videos. So I don't know how you would know. Anyway, it'd be nice if you are subscribed though. But mostly I just want you to answer my question in the comments. If you don't answer the question, I'm going to assume that you don't want to be entered in the giveaway. You can answer my question and then say you don't want to be entered if you want to answer the question, but you don't really want the prize. That's okay too. Plus, it's nice to just talk sometimes. I like to hear from y'all. What can I say? This is my question for today. What is your biggest goal for the new year? Do you do resolutions, or some people do a word of the year, which I've done in the past, or a phrase of the year? Do you have any goals you're hoping to accomplish and you're just not calling them resolutions? That's what I'd like to know. What is your drive for this coming year? Your plans, your dreams, your goals? That's what I'd like to know. Me personally, my biggest goal for this year is finish it. Just finish it. I am wanting to finish projects that are unfinished, cut through some of my stash. I put myself on a fabric, yarn, general crafting purchase ban until spring, which is in March. And if I do really good, then I'm going to be saving money up so that I can make a big purchase, which will be my reward for being good. The only things I'll be getting are any subscription boxes that I have ordered, and if I have to have it to finish a project. Otherwise, I won't be buying it. Can I make it? It's only till March though. It's not the whole year. I thought about doing the whole year, but I knew probably wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm going to wait till spring, and then I'll probably, after I do that one, if it's going well, I may do another one till fall. Because in fall, end of summer, fall is when they start putting all that stuff on sale. So, anywho, that was my question. What are your plans and goals for the coming year? You can answer that down below, and you'll be put in a random comment generator. If you've already won something, you can still answer the question, but you wouldn't be eligible for this week's prize, because I'm trying to keep it to make sure everybody gets a chance. I don't have that many subscribers. I think I'm up to 133, which is awesome. I'm excited about that. Now, after this month, I think I'm going to be cleaning out my stash some more. So I think I may have a giveaway once a month next year. But I'm not going to say when it's going to be. It'll just be whenever I decide. So that's something to look forward to every month. And it'll probably be something from my stash, because I'm destashing, I'm cleaning out. It could be anything from yarn to paper stuff to sewing stuff. It could be a quilt top I've made. You never know what it'll be. So I hope y'all stay tuned. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. Some people say hit the notification bell. You can if you want. I do on some, but sometimes I get tired of the little things popping up and I'll turn it off, because I have so many things that pop up on my phone. It gets kind of annoying. I still look for my favorites though and watch their videos, which I'm still catching up on. I had over 100 videos in my watch later list, and I'm slowly working through that. So if you see random comments from me from a video you made over a month ago, that would be why, because I'm just now watching it. But that is all for today. That is quite enough. This video has run almost an hour and a half. I'm going to try to edit it down. We'll see how far down I can get it. But I will see y'all next week. And don't forget to sign up for my Teadoddles Makers Facebook group if you want to join in the great finish along for next year. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.